May peace of the strength and depth that sustained Jesus in his last week be with you today and keep you well in body and spirit. In Matthew's description of the Last Supper, found in the 26th chapter, verses 20 through 22, the turning point comes when Jesus suddenly announces that one of the disciples will betray him. Thank you for letting me share with you some thoughts about how they might have felt at that moment. Scripture says that when it was evening, Jesus took his place with the 12. And while they were eating, he said, "Truly I tell you, one of you will betray me." And they became greatly distressed and began to say to him one after another, "Surely not I, Lord." This is the word of the Lord. And here are my thoughts on it. Have you ever been accused of doing something you don't think you did, but realize you might have done inadvertently? What would your reaction be if you were in a group right now and one of the people said, "Someone here has been gossiping"? I know I'd be running through everything I'd said recently, trying to figure out what casual comments could have been considered gossip. I think the dynamic around the table that last night was akin to that. It wasn't just Judas who said, "Surely not I, Lord." Every one of the disciples asked the same question. That's not what you do when you know beyond a shadow of a doubt that you're not the guilty one. It's what you do when you realize maybe it could have been me. I can imagine each of the other 11 asking himself, what did I do? Did I reveal critical information to a follower who wasn't what he said he was and inadvertently put Jesus in danger? That would be a betrayal, even if accidental. Does Jesus know I have some doubts, some questions? He might see that as a kind of betrayal. Is he talking about me? Did I betray Jesus? I'm sure 11 disciples felt very relieved when it became clear that Jesus was referring to Judas, the 12th. It's good to realize they weren't quite sure they were free from guilt for a couple of reasons. First, they probably weren't totally free from it, not 100%. There are all kinds of small betrayals, and they were only human, like us. Second, because I don't think we're entirely free from guilt either, not 100%. I'm not accusing you or me or anyone. I'm inviting you to sit at the table with Jesus this Maundy Thursday. Enjoy the comfortable companionship. Then hear him say, "One of you will betray me." Hear yourself respond, "Surely not I, Lord," even as you ask yourself the question, is it I? Could it be me? Jim Thompson wrote, "We do not have to travel far to explore the reality of evil, because it can and should be studied in the battlefield of our own mind. It is difficult to escape the idea that some of my worst thoughts and actions arrive in my mind under their own power. The more maturity, the deeper the perceptions, the higher the virtue, the stronger will be the sensitivity to evil and the ensuing battle." from Stepney Calling, Thoughts for Our Day. And here's my blessing for you. May the Lord give you courage to look deep inside yourself, to discover your weaknesses, and to admit them honestly. And may God remind you that you are loved and blessed anyway. Amen.